Good morning, everyone. I'm Nikki Stanzione.
And I'm Kristen Van Dyke.
And this is New Mexico style. No sling today, but you're doing your physical therapy. You're having a little pain still.
Yeah. I have to do it every hour.
Every hour.
Every hour. It's like do the little motions or whatever. So
gosh, that's
slowly
discipline.
but surely getting there.
Yes.
You know.
If only we could have that same discipline with exercising when we're not injured, right? Just I know I've got to do this every hour so I can look skinny, so I might as well just find the time.
I have to
Wouldn't
say,
that be nice?
This is more painful
Yeah,
than exercising, but you don't get as sweaty, so there's a trade-off.
Exactly. Well, okay, so here's something I love a little more than working out. I love award shows, obviously, and we're just days away from Hollywood's biggest night, the 2012 Oscars. Bum, 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 bum.
Oh, yeah. Crews are working around the clock getting the Kodak Theater ready for Sunday's awards show. So much goes on behind the scenes. You've walked a few red carpets. What goes on that viewers don't see, Nikki?
Well, you know, there's so many behind-the-scenes people. There's always an entourage with each star. And when I've done red carpet interviews, whether it was the Emmys or the Oscars, what you have to realize is that there's a publicist that goes along with each star. So your placement on the carpet as an interviewer is very important, because if you're at the end, like, you know, Extra, Access, Hollywood Entertainment Tonight, they're always at the front of the carpet, because it's fresh. The stars are giving their first interview of the day. Once you get to the end of the carpet, they start getting pushed inside. The publicist is like, where's this for? Who are you? What are you?
We've never heard of you before. You're not getting an interview.
Exactly. You get snubbed a lot more, so you really want to be at the front of the carpet when you're interviewing. But I've been very fortunate to, the year that Adrian Brody, remember when he was the pianist? I had interviewed him that year, and he was really gracious. There are certain stars that you don't expect to be as talkative and friendly that are, and then there's other ones that you think are going to be so nice. Like when Friends were popular, I was at the Emmys, and David Schwimmer was incredibly unfriendly, and I was very disappointed because he's Ross.
I know.
Right?
I guess you really find out who, like, the nice people are and who the jerks are.
Yes, but I will tell you this. Angelina Jolie, I saw her at the Oscars the year that she was, it was when Jen and Brad were still together.
Oh.
And she was actually very, very sassy, and she was very, very sweet. But I'll tell you, she was more flirtatious with the women than the men.
Interesting.
That's my little secret.
I can kind of see that, though. She has that little, that vibe about her.
She does have that vibe, but she was really cool. And you know who was one of the most humble people, I have to say? Matt Damon. He was one of those guys. He's Matt Damon. He's, you know, he's who he is. And he was like, oh, hi, nice to meet you. I'm Matt Damon. Like, I didn't know that. You know, he's that kind of humble, down-to-earth guy. So anyway, but a lot goes on.
Angelina seems very sensual. That's what I meant.
Very sexy, yes.
Very sensual.
So that's my little gossip for the day.
All right.
In the meantime,
good stuff there. And
yeah,
a lot going on in news too. So let's go ahead and talk to News 13 morning anchor Elizabeth Alvarez for today's headlines. Good morning.
Hi, Elizabeth.
Hey, good morning, ladies. Yeah, we do have a lot going on today, so let's get straight to it. Good morning to you at home. We have an alert for parents this morning. Rio Rancho police say they are looking for a rape suspect who is on the loose this morning after a child claims a man kidnapped her from a bus stop and then attacked her. The 13-year-old girl told police she was walking home from school on Tuesday when a man drove up and asked her for directions. The teen says the man pulled out a gun, forced her into his car, drove her to a home, and then raped her. Police say the girl describes the man as balding, in his 50s, possibly. They say he was also driving an older model beige pickup truck. If you have any information, please call the police department. It was a dangerous bite for one Albuquerque police officer. It landed her in the hospital. Listen to this. Authorities say an APD detective took a bite out of her burrito yesterday and found glass inside. They say it happened at Empire Burritos in Northwest Albuquerque. The APD cop was taken to the hospital. She is out now and is doing fine, but police are investigating the restaurant to find out how the glass made it into the food. Caseman Presbyterian Hospital has stopped accepting new patients in part of their facility due to a recent outbreak. So far, 26 people there say they have severe flu symptoms. Now, the State Department says it's probably because of an extremely contagious stomach bug called the norovirus, but they are still waiting for tests to confirm that. Presbyterian has now isolated all the patients, and they say they are disinfecting everything.
We have a machine called a BioQuil machine that actually can sterilize and disinfect entire rooms, the air ducts, everything of that nature.
It could be a while before that part of the hospital can see new patients again. The rest of the hospital, however, is still open. Well, she had no time to get to the hospital, but thanks to a 911 dispatcher, a young Albuquerque mother now has a healthy baby girl. The new mommy finally had a chance to meet with that dispatcher. Check this out.
He said, "Ma'am, you're going to deliver this baby." When he said that, it was kind of, okay.
Now that's actually the woman's mother. She's talking about Mark Dillard, this guy here. He was the dispatcher who answered the frantic phone call. Arlene Sheehay went into labor last month. Her mother called 911 because there wasn't enough time to get them to the hospital. Dillard was able to keep everyone calm and walk them through the delivery. Paramedics got there a few minutes after baby Lily Ann was born. And as you can see here in this video, both baby and mom were doing just fine. We have a quick traffic alert to tell you about this morning. Crews will continue working on a broken water main in the South Valley that caused part of the road there to collapse. 2nd Street will be closed for the rest of the day today between Rio Bravo and Desert Road. The street should be open again by tomorrow. And that wraps it up for your Thursday morning headlines. Be sure to catch Matt Morrow, Kristen Van Dyke, and me every weekday morning on KRQE News 13 beginning at 4:30 a.m. Ladies, I'm going to send it back to you.
Thank you so much. Okay, now let's get back to another story we've talked about a lot in the last week. Of course, fans have expressed shock and outrage after the National Enquirer printed an image on its cover of Whitney Houston's body in an open casket. I mean, I think this is getting just a slight bit carried away. Now, of course, we've blurred it out because it's just disturbing.
I know, but not really surprising. The National Enquirer pushes the limits a lot. But the photo supposedly was taken inside the family's private viewing at the New Jersey funeral home last Friday, and it shows Houston's body lying in her half-open, polished bronze casket.
Now, the headline claims that she was buried wearing $500,000 worth of jewelry and gold slippers on her feet. So, I mean, you know, I don't know. I don't know that this is something that's really even newsworthy. I think the bottom line is we want to remember Whitney for her music. We obviously remember a lot of the things that went wrong in her life as well. And now we see Bobby Christina kind of going down a bad path because of her shock and upset. But I don't really want to see somebody that I used to idolize laying in their casket. I just don't want to see that.
Well, I mean, it's a National Enquirer, too, so it almost makes you wonder if it's actually real.
That's true.
Because
Good point.
They have aliens and stuff, which, you know,
yeah.
I don't know that I would believe it coming from the National Enquirer, you know.
Yeah, that's a good point.
They have a lot of different crazy things.
It's a tabloid, and they also ran a photo of Elvis in his coffin back in 1977. So this is not the first time we've seen something like this.
No, the National Enquirer, they blow things up all the time. It's the National Enquirer.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay, now getting into something that, you know, we love to talk about, the X Factor.
Oh, of course. Rumors are swirling that the next judge on Fox's X Factor could be Britney Spears.
Oh, baby, baby. U.S. Weekly Magazine is reporting Britney Spears is lobbying hard to join the show. Now, Spears would join Simon Cowell and L.A. Reid. You know, Paula Abdul and Nicole Scherzinger were ousted after last season. And there's a lot of names right now in the bucket. I mean, they've been talking about a lot of people. In fact, Whitney Houston at one point was one of those people. And they're still kind of just deciding who's going to get the most play. Mariah Carey's been spoken about, Janet Jackson. Britney Spears now is somebody who obviously had, you know, she was a pop icon for the years that she was really in the spotlight, still fairly popular, but she's not somebody that gives a good interview. She usually has a publicist telling her what to say.
Right. I think it's kind of funny because, you know, you have The Voice that rivals American Idol, and if you got Britney Spears on there, then you have the two rivals almost back together again.
Right.
It's Christina on The Voice.
That's right. Oh, that's right. Good point. That's true.
So it'd be interesting to kind of see.
Yeah, but you know, the thing that bothers me is, as much as I love Britney, is that she has a reputation for lip singing a lot when she does live performance, and this is a live performance show, so I don't know that she'd be the most adequate judge. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, this is another good story. After years in the spotlight from her many film and TV roles, a star that I really do like, Jennifer Aniston got her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame yesterday.
The star comes just 2 days before the release of her latest film, Wanderlust.
And Aniston's father, John, you may recognize him. He's Victor Kiriakis on Days of Our Lives. He's been a staple on that show.
Yeah.
He joined her at the ceremony, and she was also joined by her boyfriend, Justin Theroux, as well as, you can see, Adam Sandler. And she was very happy. You know, she's a California girl, and this was a big dream of hers. And, you know, she had said something like, you know, this is just it's a dream. You know, I didn't even know something like this could happen, but I'm so happy. Oh, God, you know. That's probably what she said.
I'm sure it will on those lines.
Something like that. You know,
Nikki, so good with your. That's so funny.
she just gets so happy about these kind of things. So, you know, good for you. I love you.
That is so funny.
I love her.
But I do too. She always looks so fresh and young. I
Yes.
want to know what her secret is.
Jennifer, what's your secret? Well, you know, she's best friends with Chelsea Handler, and they're very close friends. And you know, Chelsea is like, does not have healthy living habits. So maybe Jennifer will hopefully steer her along, and they can help each other, influencing in a good way. Now, here's something exciting. Obviously, the weather's been a little warmer. It's starting to feel a little bit like spring.
It really is.
You know,
with the wind, especially.
yeah, and so when spring has sprung, what do we think about a lot? We think about prom. It's right around the corner, really.
Right, and Ducasa Fox and our radio partners at Clear Channel are now collecting gently used formal gowns for the prom dress boutique.
Yeah. Now, over the last 3 years, 2,000 New Mexico teens have been getting free prom dresses, and I'm giggling because we last year got a chance to look at some of our prom dresses and our looks, and we'll do that. We'll do that again at some point, I promise.
Oh, right, yeah, and Starbright Cleaners in Albuquerque is collecting gowns until Friday, March 2nd, so you have some time to get out there.
Yeah, and now you know what to do with the old bridesmaids dresses that you have. We're actually also collecting cocktail dresses and the gently used prom and homecoming queen gowns. So we'll let you know all about the prom dress boutique, and that's going to actually be located again at Coronado Center, and we'll tell you when it's open and how it all will work, and again, we will show you our prom pictures again. Shall we?
It'll be fun. We should do it.
Okay.
That was fun last
Big
year.
hair. Big hair. and wild hair today outside. Oh my gosh, the winds, right?
It is. We've been talking about the phrase of the day, mild but wild.
I like that.
Temperatures are going to be warm, but the wind a little crazy.